people, welcome to the City Saints on the Lagos Times TV, where we bring to you the juiciest, hottest, and latest gist in this city. I am Tabitha, your host through this amazing journey. But before we dive right in, let's take a quick break. Welcome back, guys. So on our first story, we have the case of Very Dark Man and the Falanos. Yes, the Falanos sued Very Dark Man for defamation, and yes, Very Dark Man came out being, how would I say it, how the Very Dark Man can be, definitely. And the case was called for Thursday 9 a.m., which was yesterday. And the case went on, and you guys need to see the dramatic entrance of Very Dark Man. He has always been a very, very dramatic person, and him coming in again in a very dramatic way is just expected, I would say. And after the case, Very Dark Man came outside and dancing, saying, "We no lose, or we no lose." It got people kind of confused about the case, that what really happened during the court case. Yes, during the court case. And it was like, "We no lose, or we no lose."
We no lose, oh, we no lose. We no lose, oh, we no lose. We no lose, oh, we no lose.
But then afterwards, we came to realize that the case has been adjourned to January 23rd, 2025. But why did Very Dark Man come out to say we no lose or we no lose? Okay, that makes a lot of sense. They did not lose, they did not win. But really, we hope for a fairness in this case and transparency in this case. There's been a pondering case about a man coming on social media telling us about how his wife died due to the negligence of Lagos hospitals, and it has brought people doubting the efficiencies of Nigeria and Lagos hospitals. According to his tweet, let me read it according to what he said. Okay, so the name of this man is Killian, and he tweeted, "Island maternity took my wife's life due to incompetence and stupidity. My wife was scheduled for a CS on the 29th of October 2024. That morning we arrived at the hospital and were booked. I made payments for everything, including delivery of 2 pints of whole blood. She was the third person booked for that day. The first 3 people stayed an average of 30 minutes in the theater before both baby and mother were brought out. Okay, when it was her turn, after 3 people, she was wheeled into the theater. About 15 minutes later, my son was brought out and shown to me. That was about 12:26 p.m. A pretty baby boy. I expected my wife to be out in the next 15 minutes, but a nurse came to meet me that they needed me to source for more blood because there is fibroid in my wife's womb, blocking the pathway to stitch the womb, and they cure it out, hence the delay. Cut it off. They asked for them to cut it off, and they asked me to go get 2 more pints of blood. Note, this blood is not just easy to get. Luckily for me, I made calls and we got the 2 pints. They brought her out, hooked in intravenous thingies on her and stuff. A few hours later, the nurse asked me to go get Rogam from the pharmacy. Okay, while I was there, I got a call from the BRL that my wife was rushed into the theater again. I mean, in my opinion, I believe the hospital should be able to get all this thing, not stressing the, how would I say it, the patient's family. It's an hospital for anyways, moving on. 3 a.m. That is since like 12:26 p.m. 3 a.m. 3 a.m. She was on the 7th pint when she went into cardiac arrest and never made it back. My wife died due to the hospital incompetence because they had informed me about carrying out the fibroid operation with CS. I would have told them not to. I need a lawyer who is willing to help us on this. Reading all this story out is just getting pretty much complicated. You should know the proper thing wrong with someone before you opt for something. I don't know, the whole hospital shenanigans. This hospital clearly were incompetent and they did not deem it fit to do the right thing for about half a day. What am I even saying? for more than 12 hours, which is like about 15 hours, operating on one person and using more than the pints of blood they are supposed to use. Hospitals in Nigeria, hospitals in Lagos State, you need to do better. People's life are at stake. The Federal Executive Council has approved $2.2 billion borrowing plan to support the economic reform. $2.2 billion. Okay. Finance Minister Wale Edun, he shared this update with the State House correspondent on Thursday during the Federal Executive Council meeting. And according to him, he said the first objective is to complete the federal government external borrowing program with the approval of $2.2 billion financing package, which will include access to the international capital markets through a combination of Euro bonds and Sukuk bonds, approximately $1.7 billion from the Euro bond offer and $500 million from Sukuk financing. Dear Nigerians, what should we say about this? 2.2 billion borrowing plans to support economic reforms. Okay. That has brought us to the end of today's episode, and I hope you'll be able to catch up on every gist here and there. Make sure to follow us on all of our social media handles on Instagram, on Facebook, and on YouTube at the Lagos Times TV. I remain your host, Tabitha. So, till next time, bye to this.